at this point, I do not have the details in front of me at this point. What you should have is four sheets here. The first sheet is just a general fund description. You can see the first column there is our current budget 1314 of $14,283,666, and you can see the requested budget of 2014-15 is $16,275,356. And again, this is all general fund. The way I describe this to folks, this is the tax dollars, property tax dollars. And just for the information for the public at home, what's in front of the commissioners here is it is broken down by department. An example, governing bodies, administration, finance, board of elections, planning, recreation, tax administration, mapping, register of deeds, public buildings, sheriff's department, dispatch, rural gap deputies, animal control, maintenance, jail, emergency management, building inspector, health department, ambulance service, corporate extension, soil and water, veterans department, transportation, the administration side, social services, and all related entities, county insurance, debt service, school current expense, school capital expense, school safety capital request, and special appropriations. So again, current budget year is $14,283,666. New request equals $16,275,356. The next page is a breakdown of special appropriations. I go ahead and include that in there because the special appropriations category has several other departments that don't necessarily receive a payroll check from Alleghany County, but Alleghany County funds that operation. So for example, special appropriations has Regional Library, the Appalachian District Health Department, Mental Health, Brock, Council on Aging, Arts Council, the Revaluation Fund, all the fire departments, the Fire Commission, Forestry Service, which is fire control under here, Rescue Squad, the Planning Committee, Wilkes Community College, Health Advisory Council, Alleghany Connections, the Fireworks Display, Juvenile Crime Prevention Council, that's what JCPC is, the Occupancy Tax, fines and forts that go through to the schools, the Wellness Center, Red Cross, deed stamps, Register of Deeds Enhancement Fund, Alleghany Group Homes, Channel 5021, which is now ACTV, Alleghany Memorial Hospital, potential liabilities for New River Behavioral Health, the CAP program, Sparta Revitalization, and Blue Ridge Business Development Center. And you can see current budget year under all those categories is $1,662,954. And it's requested to receive $2,060,062. For the public's information, that is part of the original numbers that I gave you previously. The next page, it is just a summary of the capital request. You do have governing bodies. Basically, this is something Charlie and I have been talking about. We do get, when this room is full, we do get complaints about people not being able to hear in the back. What that is a product of, quite honestly, is when say, and y'all need to be comfortable sitting here, but when someone is speaking and leaning back away from the microphone, or it's not as direct. What's quoted in here is individual, the stand mics that come up to you. So actually what will happen is if there's a large crowd here, what we would ask is, recommend is everybody sit up, and you wouldn't have to necessarily talk directly into it. As long as you're relatively within range of your individual mic, it should pick your voice up, and that would help with the amplification to the speakers to the back of the room. So that's what that capital is. Administration is the county manager and clerk's budget. There's a request in there for a minivan. That's to replace the old brown car that's out here that has about 200,000 miles on it. Recreation, they're requesting $5,000 for a gator, and it looks like just maintenance issues with brick dust. Tax administration is looking for 4 computers. Mapping's looking for 2 computers. Register of deeds. It's looking like she's wanting roller shelving and things to store her supplies, or store her books. Public buildings, there is a $36,000 request in there for a new generator at the law enforcement center, $17,500 paving at the senior center, and $14,000 for roofing at the library building. The ambulance service, they're basically looking at some modifications, for the stretchers. Corporate extensions, looking for a stove and a microwave and a little kitchen upstairs. Veterans office is looking for a computer. Social services is requesting another vehicle, a second vehicle. And we put in there as the school capital request, but you just have to look at their detailed budget when you receive it as far as that concerns. A couple things that are still not in here. We are looking to get quotes on remortaring the courthouse. I tell you, it's something that I know Commissioner Davis and I have worked on for years, but it just seems like it's gonna have to end up being just an ongoing maintenance thing to keep trying to keep that building sealed in. Some other things that are not in here that I'm still collecting quotes on, is security, county-wide security. Now that the county has gone down the path, and these are issues that have been always internally discussed, but now we've gone down the path of security, so what was happening was I was having individual departments going out and getting quotes for videos and things of that nature, so what we would have seen would have been potentially scattered quotes all through here. So what I did was I got a little bit ahead of this and organized it a little bit more. We're dealing directly with Skyline. I actually had Skyline come in and look at their solutions. They come in and present it to this building, the old county office building, social services. We also have some security. If we're going down this road, I have video issues or needs at the transfer facility, and then also at the at Duncan Recreation Center at the pool. So that'll be quotes that'll be coming in later at that point. And finally, the last page is just requested new position salaries. You can see it's self-explanatory. Some departments are looking for a 2% COLA. Social services, 3% COLA. Planning is requesting a pay grade for the planning director. It's requesting a pay grade increase. That's, if you recall, Mr. Dalton let the board know that he has received his level 3 inspections. So we do have sort of pay grades for our different levels. Sheriff's departments, that whole law enforcement side is looking 5% COLA, tax office 3% COLA, and she is requesting the tax clerk be moved to a real property appraiser. Public buildings, animal control 6%, and transportation 2%. These are all scattered. This is something that generally I take in, and I'll have one centralized recommendation that'll come back to the board. Mr. Chairman, that is a summary of the requests that have been submitted, and we will continue through with the budget process with the idea that I'll be presenting my recommended budget to you at the very 1st of June.
Thank you, Don. Any comments, folks?
I noticed the debt service difference between the budget of this current year and the request is $71,000 less.
And that naturally, what happens is, and you may know this, Commissioner Leaderson, but if you don't, when we borrow money, the local government commission requires us to do level principal payments. Okay, so that's different than your traditional home mortgage, where your home mortgage, if you ever look at it, your first payment is pretty much all interest and very little principal. And that's how you're able to have the same payment for say the 30-year mortgage. Well, by doing the level principal payment, what happens is first of all, you pay a lot less interest. It increases your payment, but you have a lot less interest over the life of the loan. And so every year what happens is our loans decrease. So,
It's a good thing.
our loan payments decrease.
Thank you, Don.
Yes, sir.
Anybody else? If not, we'll come to the section of our meeting called the Commissioner comments, and I'll start with Commissioner